So, lads, I had not seen this. I had absolutely not seen this. And it is Caitlin Clark's response to coming back this season, and well, what she has said about not what her plans are, like, well, her not playing. And again, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. Our goal by the end of start of next season is 60k. It's our goal by the end of this season. It's our goal now by the start of next season, because we no Caitlin, no party. No Caitlin, no party. Like, this was a season we had so much optimism. And I talked a little bit about this on stream. And I think a big reason why the whole Caitlin Clark situation has kind of gone the way it has, I think a big reason for that is because of the secretive nature of the fever. And I'll talk about that. And I've already recorded a video, but it'll be spoken about again. I think that's been a bit of a problem. But this is from Caitlin Clark herself. I'd hope to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play the season. I spent hours in the gym every day with the singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I'm feeling. I want to thank everyone who has had my back through all this uncertainty. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there is good. And the way the fans continue to show up for me and for the fever brought me so much joy and important perspective. I'm so proud of how this team has only gotten stronger through adversity this year. Now it's time to close out the season and claim our spot in the playoffs. So, yeah, it's still not being a great season. Not being a great season, and I don't think she was healthy for 1 second of it. I don't think Caitlin was healthy for 1 second of the season. I thought Caitlin had a really good start to the season. I thought the fact that she had a 20-point triple-double followed by a 27 and 10 game. And then she had two kind of games where she didn't look right. She really didn't look right in that second Atlanta game. Actually, to be honest, the first Atlanta game, they only let her play for 2 quarters. And after that, the ball was just taken out of her hands. But like, the second Atlanta game she didn't look right at all in that game. She didn't look right in the she didn't look right when she came back. Even in the Liberty game, she looked good, and then suddenly her leg is strapped up against the sun, and then she just started tripping over her own feet. Like, it was weird. And then when she got injured the first time, tripping over her own feet against the storm, like, there was something was clearly wrong. And then she came back and didn't look great in that first Valks game. I will say she didn't look great in that one, but then something changed at halftime in that Atlanta Dream game. She was unbelievable. Then she went out and cooked the Dallas Wings. Absolutely cooked the Dallas Wings. Like, it's funny, people comparing box scores and was like, oh, this was a game where the two guards played each other. That was a game where Caitlin Clark showed that there was levels to that shit. She showed there was levels between her and Paige. Like, absolutely. Absolutely. She showed there was levels to it. And it was one of those things where you're like, she was showing that she was able to, even not 100%, go to a different level. And even against the Connecticut Sun, when she was clearly not right, she was clearly hurt. Like, she hurt her groin on a nothing play, and she kind of limped into before that play, and she still went out on the floor, and it was a nothing play where she hurt her groin. It didn't even look like a misstep, and she kind of knew something was wrong because it was probably another injury. And even in that game, she started off terribly through 3 quarters. She then goes in a close game and scores 9 straight by herself to ice that game. The scariest part about this is there were more big time moments from Caitlin Clark this year than there are for most players in a season. And this was objectively the worst year of Caitlin Clark's career. I would make the assumption she's going to play in Unrivaled. Like, I think it's safe to make that assumption that she's playing. And sorry. We can make the assumption that she's playing basketball in the offseason. Like, nothing could have gone worse this season from how she came out of the offseason. And this was the first time in her life where she was not playing basketball constantly, and it wrecked her body. So she's going to go back to playing all the time, whether that be whatever form that's going to be. And at the end of the day, I don't necessarily care what form that is. I just want to see Caitlin Clark play basketball again. I really want to see Caitlin Clark play basketball again. I think the only way that it'll be unrivaled is if the format changes away from 3v3. If the format stays 3v3, I don't think she plays. If the format goes 4v4, I think she plays. I think if you guys don't know, 4v4 on a modified court is the same. It's just fast 5v5. Whereas 3v3 is a different sport entirely. So fast 5v5, 4v4 would be, Caitlin Clark would go from being just a decent player in 3v3 to like the superstar of 4v4 if you put her on the right team. I don't see her going to Europe. I don't see her going back to Europe, going over to Europe. I don't see her going overseas. But honestly, I can see her playing. But yeah, obviously this response, like this heartfelt message from Caitlin Clark is big. It's something that, you know, kind of not needed to be said, but something that she was always going to say. She was always going to have to say something. She was always going to have to talk about it somewhere. And yeah, it's not what any of us hoped. We all thought Caitlin was going to come back and at least be 60% in the playoffs. And a 60% Caitlin Clark. I mean this when I say this. I don't know if there's a better point guard in the WNBA than Caitlin Clark at 60%, unless you consider Alyssa Thomas a point guard. But I legitimately think that unless you consider Alyssa Thomas a point guard, then she's, in my opinion, the best point guard there is. The best point guard in this league right now. But yeah, it's just not what any of us wanted. And I think especially Caitlin, it's not what she wanted. If she was pushing that hard to get back and couldn't, it's obviously not what she wanted either. So anyway, yeah, that's a bit of a disappointing one. NBA channel starting tomorrow, I guess. Return to the NBA channel starting tomorrow. I don't know. But I genuinely did not think that this was going to happen. I thought she was going to be back. I thought she was going to be playing, and clearly not.